Alright, I have a video here by a Twitch streamer named M, but her gamer tag is Negaorix, and she ended up going off on this really misogynistic, sexist question during her stream. And so she posted it on Twitter. She captioned it with, 99% of the time I ignore trolls and ban them. 1% of the time I do this. So let's watch.
There's always some dumbasses saying some shit.
Always.
In every comment section ever.
Yep, here we go.
Especially gaming.
Especially if you're a chick too, huh?
Yup.
Especially chicks. Here we go.
Oh, is she Freddy Cougar?
What color is your thong today? Respect women. You just absolute infant of a human. So what did you expect? Did you expect I was gonna be like blue? I know. Here's my number. Like, what do you think people are gonna do, my dude? How do you see this going any other way than how it went? You can't take a joke?
He commented to her, you can't take a joke.
Can you imagine John Mulaney getting up on a stage and pointing at a woman in the audience and going, what color's your thong? And then she goes, excuse me, that's fucked up. And he goes, you can't take a joke. You haven't gotten to the joke yet. We got to the part where you were being a dick. You haven't told the joke yet. Google Mike Birbiglia, I'm joking. He has a really great bit where he talks about how jokes have been ruined by people like yourself who say shitty, misogynistic things, and then when someone calls them out on it, they say, I'm joking. Because then people say, oh, we just can't joke around in the workplace anymore. No, the rest of us can still joke. You can't because you were never joking in the first place. You were just being a misogynistic, sexist piece of shit. And then you don't like hearing that because someone's holding a mirror up to you and it makes you uncomfortable. Because you and you know the parts of you that are good. So in your heart, you have to come up with a narrative that makes you feel better about the fact that somebody's asking you to confront the parts about yourself that you hate the most.
Why is she focusing on the game right now?
Yeah, she's killing it.
She's not very good at it.
She's running into a wall.
She keeps getting killed.
Listen!
Better person, because you're not right now. And I'm sorry if that's hard for you to hear, because you think you're the hero of your own story, but you are a footnote in everyone else's.
She killed it.
But she still didn't say what color it was.
Yeah. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, so after that...
The guy's like, well...
She's really good at putting her thoughts together, like, on the spot.
So,
like, I felt like I would have had to write that down.
Edited. No?
It wasn't. So she responded to that because they were like, "Oh my God, how were you able to play and like say all of that so well?"
Oh no, I mean like the caption and then the extra animation.
No, but the words that were said.
Yeah, like her whole argument is so articulate. Like
She's very smart.
Well thought out.
You know why? Because she's dealt with that millions of times, I'm sure.
I was going there. I was literally going.
Sorry. So Tiff, what were you
Well, you're
saying?
gonna tell me what color the thong is now?
She answered it. She said blue. You weren't listening. So
Yeah,
she
fuck Bart.
said.
I was hoping it was another one.
Because she goes through this shit so many times, and exactly what Nick was saying, like she's just dealt with this so much, being in gaming for I think about 4 years now, and she's just saying like I didn't even have to put much thought into it because these are already words and thoughts and feelings and emotions that I've had about this situation that she just finally was like, you know what, I'm just gonna say it this time.
Yeah, we have streamer friends who game and all that, and also like just in their Instagram comments, the experience is so fucking crazy.
It's very different.
It's way fucking different, dude. I was like, damn, like the fact that you gotta even defend the fact that you play games, that's weird. Because humans love games. Yeah. You don't have to be a guy in a fucking incel like basement dweller to like games. Everyone likes games.
Well, somehow horny people find everything. Find every video, every stream, everything. True. Horny people are there.
No, but they have to defend the fact that they play games. That's what's weird to me. Like all the other shit, like being sexualized or whatever, I feel like just in general, women get sexualized in every type of thing that they're doing, right? But especially like in game, like esports or whatever, it always blows my mind because I'm like, yo, everyone likes playing games, and it's the one thing that you don't really need to be a physically like better thing to be in it, right? Like for example, like in sports, guys can dominate because they're physically, you know, more built a certain way, and they can, you know, that's why they'll like laugh at WNBA or whatever, and it could be sexist that way, right?
I do that.
Right. But then in gaming though,
It's because it's like anything that's a male-dominated industry. It's such a any industry that's heavily male-dominated. There's terrible misogyny in it. Like it's innate.
but what blows
It's
my mind is
terrible.
like in gaming is like it's just hands and eyes.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be physically fit. You
I
don't
think
gotta be
it's the same
superior in any
explanation
way.
as like when you see like the engineering field mainly have guys, and then they still talk shit about women being engineering, being like, oh, because your brains aren't like thinking in this kind of logical sense. That's why you shouldn't be here. And that
They still think like that?
people still.
That blows my mind.
It is.
Every time I hear people say, like, I thought we got over racism in the 90s, I'm like, you never played fucking any internet game ever.
Whenever I hear people say that, I'm like, the civil rights kind of just happened, and those people are still alive and mostly around.
Like, they never played no Grand Theft Auto
When
online
you
or
listen
nothing.
to Call of Duty or like any type of game, like Xbox Online, like when you hear them fucking play, you feel like you're in 2002, dude.
When I play video games sometimes and someone's being shitty, the thing about my username, it could be interpreted as a girl, right? So I will just play the part just to like make them matter. And they'll be like, this is why girls shouldn't play video games, blah, 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 blah. And I'm
Yeah, it's
like,
because little men, so
Do that thing with your hand again. Tiff, you went little man.
Hey, that's pretty big, okay?
Hey, a little bit. That's average, all right? Chill, chill. That's average, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, that turns some guys on, too. Be careful.
So little men, they decide to, instead of taking responsibility for their own, where they lack, they have to blame the woman because they see a woman as lesser than, because the fact that they're not
They
even
have
an
to.
alpha male themselves, they're so fucking beta that they have to feel some sort of power over anyone else, and they just pick on a woman because they think they're weaker.
Yeah, I think it's the same mentality as like bullies in school too. Like even if it's not between gender lines, it's like the guy will put down any other guy that they feel like they can, so they have a leg up.
It's
so I think
all-
at
yeah,
this point
bullying,
they're at the
huh?
bottom of this
Yeah.
stack, and they're like, well, I can't make fun of these guys because they'll beat me up. I'll make fun of some girls.
Yeah,
Exactly, it's fucking
it always
bitch
blew
made.
my mind, right? Because I was like, isn't the natural instinct to protect women? And then I thought that was a normal, like, natural instinct that most guys had until.
Unless you're a beta ass motherfucker.
That's what I realized. Is later is like, oh shit, like these little fucking bitches are the ones that unleash this shit on girls.
They're the nice guys who are like, chicks never treat me right. They don't respect me. It's bullshit. Like, they like all the bad guys, all that bullshit.
Because they're little cucks, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't know how to talk to, like, women, obviously. Because this guy's mind was either probably two things. It was either he was trying to be a fucking dickhead and be misogynistic, or he was really trying to be like,
Give me some attention.
yeah, like, oh, this will be cool. I bet you'll like this. Yeah, like, what color's your thought?
I think people they don't understand that you need rapport too. Like if we were friends, right, and we had that kind of joking relationship, and it was like not just platonic, but maybe we were flirty too, I could ask questions like that.
Yes.
It's different.
Because they don't
No,
got
yeah.
friends and they don't know how to treat people like friends.
So they're just socially stupid.
Yeah, and self-conscious, because then
Yes.
that's when they're in. Like, someone ended up replying to her tweet of this video with a Urban Dictionary's entry for Schrodinger's dick. Schrodinger's dick.
Schrodinger's?
Or douchebag, sorry. Douchebag, not dick. Douchebag. And the definition is a guy who says offensive things and decides whether he was joking based on the reaction of people around him.
It's just a joke. What? You can take a joke? It's one of those guys, huh?
Little dick people, dude. Like, come on.
There's also this thing where people are obsessed with being seen as masculine because they feel like they're not seen as masculine. And so they are so obsessed with being seen as masculine that actually everyone looks at them and goes, you're fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, they're insecure. It's
Yeah.
so.
I know women that do that.
I never even
Yeah.
Like narcissists, where they just like, oh
or
no.
like catty
yeah,
girls.
they can't be wrong, or they can't be seen as like, oh, you just need to take a joke. Like you're being
And if they
sensitive.
could just chill a little bit about being seen as that masculine or whatever the fuck, they would do so much better with people and with friends and with women and all this shit, but they have no idea.
I didn't even know, like, what masculinity thing was until like a couple years ago. Like, I didn't know guys or people focused on it.
Oh, really?
like you never noticed it when people did it.
Projecting it a lot of the times, right?
No, cause like I think I was in a bubble, and my only mentality of what is like the top alpha dog was it was more like it was very caveman. It was very primitive in a way where it was like, this guy will murder you and he is dangerous and stay away. And I was like,
crazy.
That's literally what I thought. And the pecking order was like that structure.
Yeah.
So it's very prison mentality.
Mike Tyson is the most alpha person in the world.
Yeah, but isn't even in that mentality, it's like, oh, I need to keep this masculinity kind of thing so they can be that top alpha dog too.
Well,
right?
this is like maybe 18-year-old Joe, right? Or like the most, who's down to pave their own way? Like even criminals or even mafia bosses or anybody who goes against the grain or a dictator or a leader in some sort who makes their own rules and becomes a king. That in my mind was a leader or like a masculine. Like that is the alpha male, right? And then when I saw these like actors and models and whatever, or like men that dress well or whatever, I didn't really see them as men, quote unquote, because that wasn't real power. So I guess I equated power and influence with manhood.
Yeah, I did learn that a lot of men end up like seeing or interpreting what a man is in many different ways, and I think it's mainly because they end up seeing their first example of what a man is through their father figures in their lives, like their actual father or uncles or grandparents or whatever. So then whatever they end up portraying, thank you. They end up just attaching that and saying like that's the kind of man I have to be, and that's what a man is.
The two male figures in my family were in front of an audience every weekend. So maybe that's why I started to talk or whatever, or be in front of a camera or whatever, because my uncle's a pastor and my dad's a singer. So both of them were in front of crowds. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because from the ages between 0 to 5, that's the most influence that a human being, like everything that you go through in that stage of time is what forms you to be the person you're gonna be. Like your interests, like what you end up admiring, like what you strive for in your personality, like that's all from 0 to 5. So yeah, probably seeing all that.
I did see cops and gangsters, like my friends' parents that were gang members, like they would punk teachers and other parents.
It's tight.
And then I would see police officers punking them or other people. And so I think maybe that was where I probably got that mentality of that is what the alpha guy is. Like who is the most feared, who is the most, in front of people or whatever.
So don't ask girls what color the thongs are.
That's the lesson of the day.
They can't take the joke.
Yeah, no.
Don't be a Schrodinger's douchebag.
I used to say that to like my lady when when she was in high school, but we were like, talking and stuff.
Yeah, but she knows how to take a joke.
Yeah, but you understand the context.